California's coasts shudder, Nevada's deserts quake, and Alaska's frozen wilderness trembles. But these are only the opening notes of a seismic symphony that struck 9 U.S. states in a single morning, sending shockwaves through landscapes as diverse as they are geographically vast. What's behind this sudden surge in seismic activity? Are these isolated events, or could an unseen force be binding them together? From the jagged peaks of the Cascades to the sprawling Alaskan tundra, join us as we dive into the science, examine the patterns, and explore the unsettling possibility of a larger hidden threat. Could these tremors be an ominous prelude to something catastrophic? Let's unravel the mystery behind this unprecedented seismic upheaval. Recent data from the Earthquake 3D globe highlights significant activity in multiple regions. Among the key events, a 3.1 magnitude earthquake struck near Sumatra, while a smaller 1.0 magnitude tremor was detected in Southern California. Shifting focus to Southern California, a 2.5 magnitude quake offers clues to a relatively subdued seismic day compared to prior activity. Only 2 minor events were recorded: a 2.6 magnitude tremor near the Pinnacles area along the restless San Andreas Fault, and a 2.7 magnitude quake farther south, near the U.S.-Mexico border. Factoring in microquakes, the region's overall activity aligns with daily averages, with no unusual clustering or swarming detected. In Nevada, aftershocks from a powerful 5.8 magnitude earthquake earlier this week continue to ripple through the region. This morning alone, tremors ranging between 1.0 and 2.0 magnitudes were reported, bringing the cumulative total of aftershocks to an impressive 269 events. Encouragingly, the frequency of these aftershocks is gradually declining, hinting that the area may soon return to its baseline tectonic rhythm. Northern California's seismic activity tells a similar story. A mix of small to moderate tremors dots the landscape, but an intriguing trend has emerged: underreporting of microquakes below the 2.5 magnitude threshold. Data from the Petrolia seismograph station reveals frequent microquakes, some as faint as 1.0 to 1.3 magnitudes, occurring multiple times an hour. Yet these subtle shifts often go undocumented in official records. These tiny tectonic adjustments, though minor, hint at the ongoing dynamism beneath Northern California's surface. Statewide, California's seismic narrative remains largely stable. No major tectonic shifts in the Western Pacific indicate immediate seismic escalation. However, a slight uptick in smaller earthquakes suggests continued natural adjustments within the crust. Meanwhile, across the Pacific, the ever-restless Tonga region, known for its tectonic volatility, experienced continued activity late into the night. While no new major events have been reported, the area's history keeps geologists alert to the possibility of significant future movements. As the Earth continues its ceaseless movements, one question looms: are these tremors mere whispers of the planet's natural rhythms? Or do they carry a deeper, more foreboding message? Stay with us as we dig deeper into the ground beneath our feet and the stories it tells. Scientists are maintaining heightened vigilance over several geologically active regions, particularly as certain areas show signs of potential seismic escalation. In Alaska, seismic activity continues unabated, with moderate tremors frequently punctuating the landscape. Yesterday, a notable 4.0 magnitude earthquake was recorded, standing out as the most significant recent event. However, local reports indicate that smaller tremors, often below detection thresholds, might not be consistently documented. This underrepresentation raises concerns about the actual levels of tectonic activity occurring in the region. In the vicinity of Old Harbor, south of Kodiak, Alaska, a sequence of notable earthquakes unfolded recently. This morning, a 4.2 magnitude event was recorded, following 2 smaller quakes measuring 2.7 and 2.5 in magnitude. This sequence demonstrates a clear, linear progression, hinting at increased tectonic strain along this segment of the Aleutian Trench. This area has historically been a focal point of seismic interest, having experienced a major 8.0 magnitude earthquake several years ago. The current activity suggests that the subduction zone in this region may be entering a more active phase, with renewed tectonic tension building beneath the surface. Meanwhile, the Western Pacific is experiencing an unusual period of calm. The European Mediterranean Seismological Center, EMSC, reported only a handful of smaller earthquakes near Japan, with magnitudes ranging from 3.8 to 4.2. This quiet period follows a recent phase of heightened seismicity, which included a powerful 7.0 magnitude earthquake in Northern California. Experts caution that this apparent lull might be temporary, as tectonic forces tend to redistribute pressure across connected fault systems. This interconnectedness means that regions like the Western Pacific or the Eastern Pacific, encompassing areas such as California or the Juca Trench, could see significant activity in the near future. Globally, several earthquakes with magnitudes exceeding 6.0 have been recorded over the past week, underscoring the dynamic nature of the planet's tectonic processes. California, in particular, has seen a spike in seismicity, positioning it as a critical area of focus. The interplay between these global seismic hotspots suggests the possibility of pressure transfer across tectonic plates. While the distances between these regions may seem vast, they are all part of a broader interconnected system. This interdependence raises the potential for a domino effect, where seismic energy released in one area could propagate stress to other regions further inland. Closer to home, minor activity has been detected near the Heben Lake Estates area. Yellowstone National Park, a site of significant geological interest, remains relatively calm, with no unusual seismicity reported. However, localized tremors were picked up on seismographs within the past 30 minutes. Although these events are small and not globally significant, they serve as a reminder of Yellowstone's status as a volcanically and tectonically sensitive region, warranting continued surveillance. Elsewhere, a deep earthquake was recorded beneath the Columbia region, registering a magnitude of 4.3 at a depth of 117 miles. Deep earthquakes like this are particularly noteworthy because they originate within the subduction zone, where tectonic plates converge and dive beneath one another. These events often serve as precursors to activity, either along the subduction interface or within the overlying crust, signaling shifts in the tectonic framework that may have broader implications. Given the current patterns of activity, scientists are closely monitoring multiple regions for potential escalation. The ongoing seismic sequences in Alaska, the temporary calm in the Western Pacific, and the recent uptick in activity across the Eastern Pacific suggest that Earth's tectonic plates are undergoing significant adjustments. As researchers work to better understand these interconnected processes, continuous monitoring will be crucial in assessing the implications for seismic and volcanic activity worldwide. Recent seismic readings in the vicinity of Purple Mountain and Mary Lake, including areas surrounding Preder and Parker Peak, have revealed intriguing and anomalous signals. One particular reading has drawn significant attention due to its unique characteristics. The nature of this signal suggests it might be linked to a distant seismic event, rather than a localized source. Typically, earthquakes with magnitudes in the range of 6.0 or higher are known to generate such widespread readings. However, it is highly unusual for a 4.3 magnitude earthquake to produce similar far-reaching effects. This peculiarity raises several questions about the underlying seismic processes. One plausible explanation involves the possibility of deeper, unreported seismic events occurring beneath the region, which could be influencing the detected signals. The complexity of the anomaly, coupled with its proximity to the Yellowstone area, a region renowned for its geological activity, necessitates careful and continuous monitoring. Researchers are actively analyzing data from this event, and updates will be provided as more information becomes available, potentially shedding light on the mechanics behind this unusual activity. Seismicity in Texas. In Texas, seismic activity continues to be observed in regions heavily impacted by human activities, particularly near the state's vast network of oil fields. Recent reports have documented minor earthquakes in the magnitude 2.0 to 3.0 range near the town of Snyder. This area is well known for its extensive drilling and extraction operations, which are often linked to induced seismicity, a phenomenon where human activities, such as wastewater injection and fracking, trigger small earthquakes. Although these events are not uncommon, they serve as a reminder of the intricate relationship between industrial activities and natural seismic processes. The persistence of such activity highlights the importance of ongoing surveillance in these areas to better understand the long-term impacts of human interventions on Earth's crust. New Madrid seismic zone updates. The New Madrid seismic zone, one of North America's most historically active fault systems, continues to exhibit minor activity. A magnitude 1.6 earthquake was recorded earlier this morning, adding to a monthly tally of 11 small earthquakes over the past 30 days. In total, 31 events have been recorded within this timeframe, including several in the low 3.0 magnitude range. While this level of activity falls within the expected range for the region, it is a sobering reminder of the zone's potential for generating catastrophic earthquakes. The infamous 1811 to 1812 sequence, which included multiple events in the mid to upper magnitude 7.0 range, reshaped vast swaths of the Mississippi River Valley and remains among the most powerful earthquakes in U.S. history. More than 2 centuries later, the timing of future large-scale events remains uncertain, underscoring the need for continued vigilance and preparedness in this high-risk area. Eastern Tennessee activity. In eastern Tennessee, a minor earthquake measuring 2.3 on the Richter scale was recorded near Greenback earlier this morning, occurring shortly before the aforementioned New Madrid 1.6 event. These tremors suggest subtle adjustments in the Earth's crust across the eastern United States. While no significant seismicity has been observed in the region, these small quakes reflect the interconnected nature of tectonic forces and serve as a reminder of the dynamic processes at work beneath the surface. Global seismic and volcanic activity. Globally, elevated seismic activity has been recorded in several key regions. The Kermadec-Tonga Trench, one of the world's most active subduction zones, has experienced a series of moderate earthquakes in the magnitude 5.0 range within the past 24 hours. Additionally, deeper seismic events suggest ongoing strain migration along the plate boundary, with a magnitude 5.2 earthquake recently occurring in a quieter segment. These events highlight the dynamic and ever-shifting nature of this tectonic region. In New Zealand, a magnitude 3.2 earthquake was detected on the North Island near the Taupo volcanic zone. Recent observations indicate a swarm of minor earthquakes in the area surrounding the Taupo supervolcano over the past few days. While current data suggests no immediate signs of escalating volcanic unrest, swarms near supervolcanoes warrant close scrutiny due to their potential implications. Monitoring systems remain highly focused on this region to detect any changes that might signal increased volcanic activity. Other notable regions. Puerto Rico Trench. Increased tectonic pressure has led to numerous small to moderate earthquakes in this seismically active zone. While current activity levels remain typical, the trench is known for its potential to produce significant seismic events. South America. The Peru-Chile Trench has seen an above-average number of moderate earthquakes, most in the magnitude 3.0 to 4.0 range. These events, including deeper subduction-related quakes beneath Colombia, are consistent with the region's tectonic activity. Alaska and Pacific Northwest. Mount Spur in Alaska has been placed under a yellow advisory due to a low but consistent rate of shallow earthquakes beneath its summit. Quiet zones and monitoring. The Atlantic Ocean remains notably quiet, with no significant seismic disturbances reported in recent days. Similarly, the Mediterranean and Middle Eastern regions are experiencing minor tremors within normal levels of activity. From localized anomalies near Yellowstone to the broader tectonic dynamics of the Pacific Ring of Fire, Earth's geological processes remain in constant motion. As new data continues to emerge, researchers are working diligently to interpret these patterns and provide timely updates to enhance preparedness and safety in affected regions. The Middle America Trench remains a hub of relentless volcanic activity, with numerous volcanoes exhibiting consistent or nearly continuous eruptions. These dynamic systems offer a vivid reminder of Earth's geologically active nature. Platforms such as Volcano Discovery provide invaluable real-time insights into these volatile regions, equipping researchers and the public with a detailed understanding of ongoing volcanic phenomena. Globally, while many regions exhibit expected levels of seismic and volcanic activity, no immediate indications of abnormal or significant developments have been detected. Nevertheless, scientists and observatories maintain vigilant monitoring, ensuring timely updates to safeguard public safety and deepen our understanding of Earth's intricate tectonic processes. This ongoing vigilance underscores the critical importance of preparedness and research in mitigating risks associated with volcanic and seismic hazards. Frequent and expected volcanic activity is common in regions like the Peru-Chile Trench, the Philippines, Indonesia, and the Middle America Trench. However, sudden eruptions or unrest in typically dormant or low-activity volcanoes demand heightened attention. For example, the Cascade Range in the United States, which includes potentially active volcanoes such as Mount St. Helens and Mount Rainier, could trigger widespread concern if signs of elevated activity were observed. Unlike the near-continuous eruptions in regions such as Indonesia or Central America, the Cascade volcanoes have a history of less frequent activity, making any signs of unrest particularly significant. A case in point is Kilauea, located on Hawaii's Big Island, which has experienced several minor eruptive episodes in 2024, the latest occurring in September. Within the Middle East Rift Zone of Kilauea, recent monitoring has detected a slight deflationary trend in the volcano's deformation data over the past week. However, the volcano remains in a heightened inflationary state compared to levels observed before the September eruption. This suggests the magma chamber remains pressurized. Despite this, no immediate indicators, such as increased seismic activity or rapid ground deformation, suggest another eruption is imminent. Approximately 15 earthquakes, originating from deeper regions beneath the Big Island, have been recorded recently, reflecting ongoing subsurface activity. Scientists are meticulously monitoring for any changes, as even subtle variations could serve as precursors to future eruptions. In Southern California, seismic activity continues along the San Andreas Fault, including a minor magnitude 0.9 earthquake recorded in its southern segment. This fault system is of significant concern due to its potential to generate major earthquakes. Tracking these minor seismic events enables researchers to better understand stress accumulation along the fault. Meanwhile, tremor activity at the southern end of the Cascadia subduction zone remains elevated. Over the past month, reports have noted 321 tremor epicenters in this region, coinciding with increased offshore earthquake activity along the west coast. These patterns hint at ongoing tectonic adjustments, possibly indicating stress accumulation along the subduction zone. Historically, this zone has produced catastrophic earthquakes and tsunamis, making its monitoring a top priority. Elsewhere, regions such as China Lake in Southern California have recorded minor earthquakes. While these events currently pose no immediate threat, they serve as a reminder of the dynamic nature of tectonic activity. Farther east, the New Madrid seismic zone, with its storied history of producing powerful earthquakes in the early 19th century, continues to be a focus of seismic research. Globally, regions such as the Peru-Chile Trench, Indonesia, and the Philippines continue to experience regular seismic and volcanic activity, remaining within typical parameters. Yet, scientists remain particularly attentive to historically quieter zones or hotspots that exhibit unusual activity. This comprehensive monitoring of geological systems, supported by platforms like Volcano News and resources from geological agencies, is essential for advancing our understanding of Earth's tectonic and volcanic processes while ensuring timely responses to emerging threats. The dynamic interplay of tectonic and volcanic activity in regions like California, Nevada, and Alaska highlights the ever-changing forces shaping our planet. From the subtle rumblings deep beneath the surface to significant seismic events, every movement provides valuable data. Understanding and interpreting these signals are key to mitigating risks and preparing for the future. Stay informed, vigilant, and prepared by keeping up with the latest updates on geology, earthquakes, and natural phenomena.